humour she was. So as I said, back to the candle, you light it the morning of your wedding, and that's always going to remind you of your wedding day. And I would assume that every time you have a row, you just light the candle again. And how many hours burning is on this candle, Louise? You can let us know. So I don't know how many rows you'll get out of the candle, but I have to say the scent is fabulous. But that's not what we're on today about the candle. Is I want to show you, and I have the candle lighting because I'm waiting on it to melt. I'm going to show you later on how it actually is used as a hand mask. That'll tell you how mild that is. So I'm just going to push that over to one side. And like next week, we're going to have a giveaway. Not this candle here.
70 hours, Louise said.
70 hours. Oh my God, that'd be some amount of round you could have, isn't it? 7-year itch, you could do 10 hours for 10 hours a year for 7 years, and then you could feck them out and get a new candle. We try them anyway. Louise will probably have a new range out at that stage. So I'm going to push that over to one side. It does come in this fabulous, fabulous gift box as well. Don't set the place on fire. And again, I'm finished this demonstration. My hands will definitely need a hand mask, as we call it. And as I said, next week we're going to have some of them wedding candles to give away, and also the wedding planner book. I'm not sure if you missed it, but we're actually mentioned in the wedding planner book. But another thing is, like a couple of weeks ago there, we had Rona on to us, and Rona from the Skin Journey, and where she had a skin range out for people who had been through cancer or were going through cancer chemotherapy at the moment. And Deirdre was saying the way she used that skin range was absolutely fantastic. I have oily skin, so it didn't really suit me. But this skin range, and we're actually going to give this away as a prize, okay, today. So this range is from Super Facialistic. So it's for people who want to give themselves a facial at home in the comfort of your own home. Because listen, the beauty salons are closed, you can't go to a spa weekend, you have absolutely no other way. Now personally, I prefer the vitamin C version, do you know that way? But there is 2 ranges in it here, and they are absolutely beautiful. I have a set of them at home, but I've only used this range at the moment, so I can't really comment on this one yet, because this is the one, I just love the vitamin C. And again, if you just want to give your skin kind of, you know, a good kind of, what would you say, like a luxury treatment, and lie there at night time with your eyes closed, watching Netflix, and obviously open your eyes to have a glass of Prosecco every so often. This is definitely the skincare for you. And this is available for sale in Boots, and it's not expensive, okay? But I'm going to have the whole set to give to somebody, one of our viewers today. So what you've got to do is over on Instagram, you have to go to the Super Facialistic page, and Sinead is watching, so Sinead is going to put up the link for that page, and all you have to do is go over and just comment Kay's Flower School. You can tag us or you can hashtag us, but make sure you put in Kay's Flower School so that they know that you're actually entering the competition. And then the PR company over there will actually pick a person, and then that prize will go out to you. So I'm going to push that over.
We have a spammer in the comments, so I have deleted and banned. If you see him, just keep it deleted.
Is he selling the sex toys again? Is he? We had a spammer over in the Flowery Fun group there recently, and he was selling sex toys. Deirdre kept deleting it before I could get on to buy anything. Anyway, what have we got planned today? As I said, we've lots and lots of different arrangements planned. So these are, I suppose you'd call them wooden crates. They're available for sale everywhere, and you'll also find that your local fruit and veg shop has them, and they're probably giving them away. This particular one, obviously, I bought in the wholesalers, and it has kind of a French name on the front of it. But listen, I have seen this design being used just in like pallet kind of crates. Actually, if anybody wants a pallet, Dad has loads of pallets, hasn't he?
No, I think he's used them.
Oh, he's using them, is he? Maybe my dad, we got a couple of deliveries in from the UK, and they come on pallets. Dad is absolutely a hoarder, he is. And he was holding onto the pallets to make stuff, so maybe he's making extra crates for me. Now what, they're kind of like, I don't kind of like lift it up there, can you see it? It's kind of like metal mesh at the end of it. And they came in a set of 3, and this was the smaller one. There is a medium one as well. And I just attached the smaller one on there with just wires basically covered in gutted tape. So in the very end of the crate, I have 3 of the spray trays, and there's a full block of Oasis there, and it's made for it, just fits in perfect. I have a full block of Oasis there, and I just have a half a block of Oasis, like cut a bit smaller, over there. And into this top one, I'm not putting any floral foam at all. I'm going to keep that one foam free. So we were looking for something to line our little box this morning, and I had some hessian material. So Deirdre put her dressmaking skills to work, and she cut a piece and she shredded the edges a little bit, and I'm going to place them in there. There you go. And remember, comment below, give us a little bit of feedback. and make sure that you click share.
Well, we're up to 274 on Facebook, so we're doing
another
very well.
26,
and we're getting lots of weather forecasts in, and it's very cold in most places. Some places have snow.
Feeling kind of Prosecco this morning, so obviously this is going to be a very romantic present for somebody for Valentine's Day. So remember a couple of weeks ago we were giving these chocolates away. Now I'm not giving these chocolates away today, but Alp Store, and again maybe Sinead might tag them because these are chocolates from Alp Store. And where is it, Little Aldi? Little Aldi with a bottle of champagne, you know. But as I said, also you're in a flower shop, you're not legally allowed to sell alcohol, you know that way. But sure, I told you yesterday we're giving these away for free, so we're not selling them. So that's kind of how I've kind of started off. Now what I want next is I have some twigs. Now these twigs, we buy them in the suppliers, but your local flower shop will also sell them. And they come from a supplier down in Wicklow. And they come, I'm going to keep bending down because I've no chairs here to put anything on. But that's what the bunch looks like, okay? So they're birch twigs, willow twigs, and they come in sprayed red already. I'm going to be using them in different colours in this display. So to the left-hand side of the arrangement, as I look at it, I'm going to stand up a couple of these twigs. Now, while I'm getting started on the arrangement, let's have a little bit of commenting. Who's watching and what's the weather forecast like? It's absolutely freezing in Dublin, but with no snow. No snow whatsoever. The ground is dry. It's actually not too bad. Just wrap up, you know that way. So give us the weather forecast, where you're watching from, and remember to be click and share.
Okay, Maireada's watching up in County Down over on Instagram, and she has heavy snow is forecasted, but none from early, none yet.
I think they were telling lies, this beast from the east. Though I seen Ailish in County Mayo this morning.
I think Mayo, the west got it.
8 or 9 inches of snow she had, you know that way. Ailish is VIP wedding. She's a past student of ours. Her mum is actually with us at the moment, and she does some fabulous weddings.
Woo, we're up at 302.
Really? So let's put another aim. Will we go for 400?
Actually, go for the 400.
Listen, let's go for 400. So you can see there a little bit of twigs coming up at the back. For somebody that's at home and they say, what can I use instead? You've seen me use steel grass. You've seen me use lucky bamboos. You've seen me use cordyli leaves. You know that way. So any of them, or what about even just a tall branch of eucalyptus at the back?
Rhonda is on from Melbourne, and she's saying it's 22 degrees.
Oh my God, wasn't there somebody on yesterday from Canada, you know that way, and they were saying... It was
no, that was minus. They were minus 22.
Oh, right. Okay,
she's plus 22.
Oh, plus 22. Oh, she picked you up around there.
Yeah.
So what I have is a couple of short stems of eucalyptus. So I got the eucalyptus, and I cut it all up into short little branches. This was just to save a little bit of time there this morning. And what I'm going to do is try and kind of camouflage in around the end of it. I've got a little bit in here at the back as well, and in among the twigs. So the smaller crate, I do have it wired on, and I used wires kind of covered in gutted tape that just kind of found that they wouldn't slip on me, and it holds it in place. So where's everybody watching from?
Mary Hines is on. She says, I'm not looking for a prize, I'm just looking for a bit of sympathy.
Oh.
She stood on a rusty nail, and
God.
she's on feckin' horse tablets of antibiotics.
Oh, Jesus, I can actually feel that pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's really, really sore. Were you doing flowers at the time, or what were you doing?
She's on module 2, isn't she?
She is on the module.
She's
on module 1 anyway.
She'll have no excuse but to sit watching her tutorials.
Watching her tutorials and doing your homework. That's a disaster, Mary. Hopefully, anyway, you're feeling better.
Over on Instagram, Mrs. Von Mint says, I don't use Instagram ever, but only for you beautiful ladies.
God, that's lovely. That's fabulous. Listen, thanks a million. So there you can see I have banged in a bit of eucalyptus at the end. All random, like different lengths. Some of them might be in that length there. Some of them might be in that length there. I just randomly cut up this morning. And as I say here in Dublin, we just fecked it in there and just basically to camouflage the oasis. Now, I'm not going to cover much on treatment of flowers this morning because I think I've done a great tutorial yesterday on about treatment of orchids, treatment of the rose lilies, and treatment of the Naomi roses. And they're the 3 flowers that I'm going to be using today. So if you do have any questions, make sure, now don't go now, stay here with me, okay? We have you here, we've lost you and we got you back, so don't move, okay? Stay here with us, and what we can do is later on you can go back and you can look at that tutorial. So what I have is a couple of orchids. So these are the green kind of like mini cymbidiums as we call them. These are an absolutely great lasting flower. I just think the green and the red kind of complement each other personally. Now I know like when it comes to colour, it's basically personal taste, you know that way. It's really, really what you kind of like yourself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of the orchids. I'm cutting that one there a little bit shorter. See if I cut the bottom part off. And just like a little tip with orchids, is when you cut them, when you cut off them little individual flowers, do you see like that? They are an absolute curse to get into the foam because the stem is really soft on them. So the best way to cut orchids is to cut actually in between them and cut down into the chunk. So what I'm just doing is kind of bringing a shorter stem of orchids just in front. I'm just going to turn it around there, slightly to one side. But the smaller little chunk that was left over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that there, and in front of our bottle of Prosecco down low, I'm just putting a little group of them down low, and I'm going to try and get these couple of small little heads. Actually, they went in okay for me, but normally now they're an absolute curse to get in. The trick is hold the stem at the very end and be firm, but a little bit of pressure. How's our spammer gone? Is he gone or is he?
But they came back again, so I'm after reporting it again. So yeah. So again, if he's posting a link and it has Case Flower School on the link, whatever you do, don't click it because.
Click it, yeah, absolutely. We don't want you buying sex toys. We just want you buying roses this weekend.
And we're up to 342.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so now I want to use our red Naomi roses in and out through this. Actually, I said out 12, so I haven't counted already. Because this is what happens: is I start working away and then I lose count. Sure, I'm trying to talk and I'm trying to get the weather forecast, and we're telling you about the skin range that's out, super facialistic. And remember, go over to the page. So Sinead might post up the link there, and all you've got to do is go over to their page. Follow their page, right? But in the comments, make sure that you either put hashtag Case Flower School, Case Flowers, Flower School. Put something anyway relative to Case Flower School. Even tag us, the @ Case Flower School, because otherwise they won't know you're entering the competition, okay? So it's only the people that have put Case Flower School in the comments over on the super. I'm saying that word wrong.
Super facialist.
Super facialistic, espialidocious. That's not the name of the page, okay? But it sounds like that. Go find the link. Sinead's going to post it there for you. Pop over and comment, and the PR company over there, they're going to pick the winner. So what I'm going to do is, coming up among our orchids, okay, on one side I'm going to bring up 2 or 3 roses on one side of it. I'll turn it around to you, and I'm trimming off any leaves that I don't want. That's absolutely annoying me. Now with these roses, with the red Naomi rose, I have 2 different lengths. I have a taller one, and then I bought a one that's just a little bit shorter. Because when you're purchasing them, you pay by the length of the roses. So what's the point in buying real tall roses and then cutting them really, really short? So what I'm doing is, to one side, I just have a group. Can you see there of the 2 roses? I don't know what you think of the red and the green. It's a bit clashy, it is. I think it's nice, you know that way?
It's gorgeous.
But listen, you're not going to offend me. You turn around and you say it's horrible or whatever. You know me, you can't offend me. I couldn't care less.
Sorry, just a couple of questions from Janette. They want to know, would you use the straw for the orchids? Do you know the straw that you used in the daffodils, I presume, is what they mean?
Oh, no, absolutely, no, there's no problem at all. With them little small ones, I presume that's what you meant there. It's a solid stem. You won't be able to get a straw into it. You can only get the straw. When you were saying straw, I thought you meant like hay straw.
Oh, no, sorry.
Horsey farming straw. And I thought you meant like to put the bottle of champagne in, because that's what I was looking for this morning, but I couldn't put her hands on the straw. So that's why out came the little bit Hessian and Deirdre's dressmaking skills. But no, it won't work for these because it's a solid stem, so it won't work.
And the other question was, are the orchids just massively expensive?
Actually, no. This time of the year, okay, for Valentine's weekend, everything is up in price, so you just have to accept that. That's just the way it is. Everything is up in price. But normally, orchids are actually in season. They're kind of in season from around October, November. And I always say up to Mother's Day. Mother's Day is the 14th of March. And I kind of find that the flowers kind of stay in season for that time of the year. So they're actually at their cheapest here. Where in the summer, especially like mini orchids, mini cymbidiums, they're out of season. You can still get them, but they'd be wide expensive at that time of the year.
Okay, Bernie McCabe has a question.
Yeah,
and I know the answer, but anyway. Talking of treating flowers, I left a bucket of prepared flowers for church in the boot of my car overnight, thinking they would be fine. They froze. I've brought them indoors. I can't bear to look at them. Will they survive?
Sorry, no, they're not going to survive, no. You see, and lots of people make that mistake where they think about flowers love the cold. They do, but they don't like the feckin' freezer, you know that way? And that's basically what you did, was you put your flowers in the freezer. And you're not the only one. I had a couple of people on Instagram, students of ours that we were following, and I seen them kind of saying they were putting them out in their shed at night, and I was saying, no, don't. Leave them in your house, leave them in your hall. Or do you know, also watch, like for Valentine's evening, fellas buying flowers the day before and leaving them in their cars overnight to give it as a surprise to the other half the next day. I'm saying fellas, could be girls, because obviously we have to cover Valentine as well. but it can be anybody, but they leave the flowers in the car overnight or in the shed or in the garage so they can bring in for breakfast in bed the next morning as a surprise, and the flowers will be all dead. So flowers, like people say put their flowers in the fridge, that's the worst thing you can do. It's not a fridge that flower shops store them in, it's a cooler it is, you know what I mean? So a fridge would be absolutely no good. I'm just going to cut a couple of more orchids here. I'm going to turn that around to you just to let you see. So you can see on the right hand side, you see where I put that little baby stem of orchids? What I've just done now is I've added in a couple of little roses kind of beside it. So I just want to continue my stem of orchids just down a little bit lower. So I just kind of bring in another few of them. Do you see just down there? And now what I want to do is add in another couple of roses. So I haven't a clue, I'm losing count. I put 12 roses in front of myself so that I follow some sort of system. But whether I am or I am, I'm looking for a bigger head now. That's why I'm kind of changing that one there.
They're loving the combination of the orchids and the red roses.
That's brilliant.
It's fabulous.
I wasn't sure whether you would think it's a little bit too kind of like clashy and you might like it, you know, that way. But your Becky it's done now, so I can't really do anything else about it. So again, I'm just going to add in an extra couple of rose heads kind of like down around the bottom. I've 3 left, so I presume that's going to bring me to the dozen roses, you know, that way, if that's kind of what you want.
And you know the thing about this is Tesco's and Aldi can't sell
Joe Duffy?
this.
Are you mentioning Joe Duffy?
We're not mentioning Joe Duffy. But we have for years been telling our students, go back to your skills, use your skills at times like this, because you can't compete with the likes of Joe Duffy roses or whatever.
And you're like, look, well, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
But the supermarkets can't create something like this.
So this morning I was looking for a red heart to put into this arrangement, and this heart was white. So what I did was we got the tin of red spray. Now I wouldn't be exaggerating, would that be 20 years floating around here? Because it's the most, you know, holiday red. It's not really a nice red, but listen, it was the best red that I had here this morning. And that's why I put up on the page, we were as high as a kite here this morning, we were, because I was spraying the white heart red, you know what I mean, and had it down in the bin. So I'm just using a wire that's covered in gusset tape, and I'm just going to twist it around the bottom of it, and then I'm going to do a little hairpin bend in the bottom of that, and I'm going to bring my heart down just in front of my other little basket, my bottle of champagne, my box of chocolates. It's a little bit crooked, but you listen, it'll do the part or whatever. And there is our first Valentine arrangement. Now remember, if you want me to do a second one, I want us to click share, not give us a clap. Click share, I can't hear you clapping.
So Barely wants to know, will you just name the flowers and the roses, or the flowers and the
Okay, so Cymbidium orchids, that's our green orchids, red Naomi roses, and eucalyptus foliage. These are birch twigs, Stuart Williams. The red heart, I picked it up in the wholesalers, it was a white heart. I sprayed it with red spray. It was actually a white heart for hanging on the end of the seats, you know, like pew ends for weddings. The chocolates is Alp Store, and the bottle of champagne I think was Lidl or Aldi, haven't got a clue. A bit of Hessian material, and the little crate boxes, you'll pick them up in fruit and veg shops, often have these sort of like crates that they get their vegetables in, basically, especially the organic farmers, they'd have them. Again, anybody watching, this is quite anybody that's watching, maybe comment below where you think that you would be able to buy one of them crates, or do you know a shop that's giving them away? So again, a big bit of a clean up, right? And now I'm going to get my next one.
And while they're cleaning up, we are still giving away the hand-tied bouquet
workshop.
Right,
yes, Jenny Mac, forget about that.
We're going to give you the details towards the end, because we're actually not going to run it as a comments competition. We're going to do something a little bit different. So towards the end, because we don't want you all going off and doing something else.
No, this is it. We want to try and get these up to 400 viewers on Facebook. So we're now going to start our second arrangement. And remember, if you're enjoying the demonstrations, we'll make sure that you click share.
They all want to know about your headband.
On your hairband, what do you think? Well, Mam said, if you put on a pair of tights on your head this weekend, dear Janette, she says, I'll feckin' kill you. So, do you remember I told you, I'm going to take this one off. So I have 2 hairbands. So last week, what was the colour I wore last week? Can't remember.
Yellow, it was the yellow one.
Oh, the yellow one for Easter, that's right, with the daffodils on it. So I told you she had knit then the red one for me. And I said, any chance of getting a few hearts, I'm probably not going to get my hair right now. I says, any chance of putting a few hearts, I said, on that, I said, to make it, you know, a bit more Valentine-y. So onto, I don't know how she made it. I say that was probably just a normal little headband. And using florist wires and florist pearls, she made the little hearts. You can put up if you want the pattern. I know she put the pattern up how to do the plaited hairbands, and like even during the week there she done, what's my hair look like?
Yeah, you're gorgeous.
Okay,
yeah, you're lovely.
She done a gorgeous pale green one, she'd done an orange one, and she'd done kind of a lemon and grey one. She'd done a couple more for me. So I said, do us a pale blue one and a pale pink one. I love them sort of colours. And obviously, we want our Patrick's Weekend one.
Somebody is saying that against a different colour backdrop, that would probably show it better.
Yeah.
And we will post photographs
because
of it
you know
later
what, I
on.
have a green black drop, so what I'll do is afterwards, not during now, I take a photograph against the green backdrop, backdrop, and I'll post it up on the page, and then you can have a look at it. So this was another set of crates, okay, that I bought in the wholesalers. There's no front and back to these ones. They're plastic lined, these ones, so I didn't have to put trays into them. And you can see there I have it filled with foam. And the smaller one, it came in a set of 2. So the smaller one, again, I think Lidl or Aldi for the bottle of Prosecco. And you can see there I have it wedged with a bit of flower
Somebody
foam.
said the turntable could do with a bit of WD-40.
It could do with a bit of WD-40 myself, I tell you. You want to hear me squeaking. If you watched me on Instagram yesterday, I actually did a 7-kilometre walk last night because I had this plan that I wanted to do a big basket for Valentine's Day with a Valentine's teddy. And when I'm out walking, I pass a Euro shop in Georgia Street at night time, and they have fabulous teddies. So I said to Ben last night, let's go for a walk. I said, and we'll go down to that Euro shop. Because every time I passed, I never had a mask with me. That's what was wrong. And I didn't have the money with me to go in and buy the teddy. So I went out last night, all planned. Had the mask on, had the money with me, and the feckin' shop was closed. Couldn't believe it. So I tell you, I've done a 7-kilometre walk last night. I posted it up on Instagram. So this time, I'm leaving this one separate, okay? You can attach it if you want to, you know, that way. Actually, no, this one I am going to do it as a separate arrangement. Sorry, I see I have another one planned.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm leaving this one separately, and I'm going to make them as 2 separate arrangements. So I put this one up here first, okay? And I've lots of short little bits of greenery cut up. And so short little bits of eucalyptus, and I'm just going to bang them in, as we say, kind of hide the oasis, no particular pattern. You can see they're nice and short. If you have any questions, post your questions. And remember, are you looking for the link for the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, superfacialistic? Facialist. Can somebody put up the pronunciation of it? I'm a bit thick, I am this morning. Well, anyway, the link is going to be there. The skincare range is, the orange, the vitamin C one, because I've used that one. I presume the other one is gorgeous as well, just haven't used the other one. And we're giving away the whole set. So we're giving away both ranges, brand new, not the set that I've used, okay, a brand new set for you, and it'll be posted out to you. All you have to do is go over to their page and just tag on Instagram, okay, it's an Instagram competition, but all the Facebook ones you can go over, and they're not going to announce the winner until later, so that'll give us a chance to pop over later on, kind of during the demonstration. So this is just going to be a little mini arrangement as part of the other arrangement, okay? Oh God, my handle is broke. So there we go. So here's our second one here. So this time I want a couple of larger pieces of eucalyptus, and again I'm more or less doing the same thing. I'm going to turn it around this way because of a smaller piece of oasis at the back there. There we
Deborah
go.
says, have a drink of Prosecco and your words will flow.
Absolutely.
No, she'll start singing then, Deborah.
I'll start singing then. That's
we're up to 383 on Facebook,
okay,
so
we're
keep sharing, guys.
20 and we're up to 400. So please, click share. Sinead's putting up all the links, okay? So what links have we got up so far?
They're flying because the comments are flying, but she's putting up the links to Instagram, she's put up the link to Outdoor, she's put up the link to Louise's.
Yeah. Sinead is our sister, and she's over in Inverness, so talk about working remotely. And so she's kind of like our, what would you call her? Our helper, our junior.
Our social media.
Our everything, whatever. So basically, she's kind of helping us, like when we're doing these lives, Deirdre's trying to watch the comments, she's trying to watch the
hackers.
The hackers, the sex toys, making sure we get on live, making sure Instagram doesn't turn us off when we play Rose Garden and all these things. You know what I mean? That we never know what's going to go wrong.
Sorry, somebody just wants to know what... how long do you soak the foam for, Janette?
So 60 to 100 seconds, but at the moment the water is ice cold, and it's actually taking 2 minutes for a block of oasis, a block of foam, to soak up water. So the colder the water, the longer it's going to take. So remember last Halloween, I done the pumpkin arrangements, and I sprayed them with the hot pink spray, okay, so that was what she was called, fuchsia pink, hot pink, whatever. So I hadn't got any pink twigs this morning, so what I had to do was I got the red twigs, and I put them into the bin basically, and we were as high as kites here this morning, and we were spraying them with the fuchsia pink. And then I had another one of these little wedding hearts, okay, and what I did was I sprayed it with the hot pink as well, and I'm going to include that in the arrangement. I think I'm not actually sure where I'm including that anyway.
402.
Woo! Well done, everybody. Fair play to you. Really, really appreciate it when you click to share. It makes such a difference to us. So what I'm going to do is this arrangement is going to be the double lilies. Do you remember the rose lilies I showed you yesterday? Now, if you missed yesterday, you'll have to go back and look at yesterday's video. It was on. Don't go. Stay here. But you know what I mean. You'll be able to look at it later on. All the videos that we post are normally going to stay on the page for a couple of days. But if you click share, it means that you'll always have them on your page. So just to one side is, I'm just putting up a group of these kind of twigs. So these are the same twigs. I got these
I think you must have missed the top of them twigs, Janette.
I did miss the top of them, do you know that way? But you know what? The spray was everywhere. I didn't know whether it was lipstick or makeup or spray that was on my hands here this morning. So there you go. You see just a couple of stems of our twigs up
sorry, just people over on Instagram are asking how do they share. Unfortunately, while we're live on Instagram, you can't share it. But when I put it over onto IGTV later on, we would love if you shared it from there.
Brilliant. Listen. So,
Deborah is on from Suffolk in England, and she says she's a florist and she loves to watch our work.
Fair play to you. Thanks a million. Hope you're sharing us over in Sussex, and we get a few Sussex fans in there. So again, I showed you these lilies yesterday. Some of these have their little tights still on them, so just to save time, I'm not going to bother taking them off. But just to show for anybody that missed it yesterday, that's what these lilies look like. Aren't they fabulous? The scent of them is amazing. They're, you know what I mean, they're really strong scent. Obviously, if you don't like the smell of lilies, you won't like them. I love the smell of lilies. They don't have any pollen, you know, that way. So I love that about them because it means they're not going to stain your clothes. And they last 4 days longer than any other lilies, okay? So what I'm going to do is start up kind of like near the top. I'm working it down in between the twigs. Don't come up too high. I'm going to come down a little bit lower than that. Just for balance with the container. So I'm bringing it kind of in between the twigs, go back there a little bit, you know the way, and then I'm going to bring it down into our floral foam, and then we'll get another stem, maybe then a little
just
bit shorter.
To show one of those lilies into the camera, Janette. Just
There
you go. Oh my God, they're just amazing.
And they're just fabulous. They are absolutely stunning. You know that way. Like they'd be just beautiful. And I'm going to mix some red roses in and out through this. It's again, we're in the clashy humour this morning. Do you know that way? So earlier on where I did the red and the green, this time I'm going to do red and cerise pink. And you know cerise pink is one of our favourite colours, you know that way, here at the school. So again, I'm just kind of like working my way down, bringing a couple of lilies down into the arrangement.
She's around 424, Janette.
Excellent. Fair play to you all. Really appreciate just sharing. Like it really makes such a difference. So just to turn that around there, can you see like our lilies kind of coming down? Just basically staggered, okay? And what I then want to do is I'm going to add in a couple of our roses.
Lindsay Powers wants to know what's the name of the lily.
They're rose lilies. Rose lilies is what they're basically called. So I'm going to start over at one side. And I'm going to bring, let me see, no, I think I'm going to do it over this. I've just changed my mind, okay? So, I'm going to bring this rose here. There we go. And then we bring a second one kind of down a little bit lower.
Bernadette Kalo says that we need to get Sinead on live to do a talk about plants and trees and stuff.
Absolutely. So Sinead is our horticulturist specialist. So she would have trained as a horticulturist there, years ago. I'd be giving away our age. Years ago. And she actually went to South Africa as part of her training. And she worked obviously as a florist because she obviously had the florist training as well. So she worked as a florist in South Africa, and she also worked in Inverness, which is where she actually is living at the moment. And she met the love of her life over there in Inverness. And as Mammy said, the plane landed and she never came back, and that was the end of Sinead. So she's still over there in Inverness. But she is a horticulturist, she still works at it as well, and she writes up a lot of our blogs.
Gail Doherty says, with all these viewers, don't forget to mention your son's fundraiser.
Oh God, yeah, you're after his fair play for fair play to you again. Do you know what? We've that much going on this morning. Do you know, I'm trying to get another rose in there now. I can't get it in, so I'm just going to leave it out for the moment. I'm not finished, okay? I'm still working with this. So yes. Deirdre's son, Keane, okay, and big hello, Keane, if you're watching. Keane is doing his Leaving Cert, well, hoping to do his Leaving Cert, and obviously, like all kids with the Leaving Cert, they're stressed out to 90. Is it going to go ahead? Is it not going to go ahead? And so on. But listen, one of their friends, mum, is suffering with cancer at the moment, and she's in the hospice. And the lads all got together. Now, you're talking 18-year-olds. Some of them are probably only 17-year-olds, right? And they're big, rough, you know what I mean? I mean that in a really nice way. Big, burly fellas they are. They go to Terranure College, and they came together yesterday and they said that they were going to do a shave and dye fundraiser for the hospice and also for cancer research. So they set up a GoFundMe.
Sinead has just posted the link to it,
They were hoping to raise €1,000. Last night they were at €10,000, and today they were at, when he dropped it there a little while ago,
13,000.
13,000, I don't know, 900 and something. So listen, if there is anybody watching, half of the money is going to go to the hospice, and half of the money is going to go to cancer.
The Irish Cancer Society.
The Irish Cancer Society, like both worthy causes, very close to our heart. So what we're going to do is we are going to post a link below, you know what I mean, even if it's just a small amount. Like, I just think it's fantastic for lads, you know, that way, as I said, big burly 18-year-old lads. People will be saying, oh, there's the fellas and they're hanging around the fields drinking and so on, and these probably are as well. But you're listen, they're doing a really good fundraiser. Now, I said I would take part. I'd wax me legs, that would be my shave, or I'd shave me legs, that would be my shaving bit. And if somebody would put a bit of colour in my hair, that would be my dyeing bit. But anyway, they weren't taking me on for that. Okay, I need a couple more lilies. Okay, I have another stem of lilies here. Here we go. I'm looking for kind of a few more lily heads just to kind of come down a little bit lower in my arrangement. I'm going to take off my little netty bags around these ones here. So where's everybody watching from, dear? How are we getting on?
We have 433 we're up to at the moment.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're saying well done to the lads, giving the lads lots of credit for what they're doing, and they are, and you know, they feel it's their only way that they can support their friend at the moment as he's going throrough, as their family are going through a tough time.
Knows, like everybody, as I said this before, like we have done, as you know, like lots of fundraiser for cancer, they look good, feel good, you know, the way here at the school, and we've raised like, I don't know, £7,000. We've raised loads and loads of money we have for them. But like, it's just brilliant to see, like, you know, kids doing it, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're kids, and it's just brilliant to see them doing it. So again, I'm using one of our
just give it a turn before you put that in there,
I know, wax flower in and out too. So a little bit of a turn here. I'm going to do a hairpin bend on the end of the wire. I'm going to bring my pink heart down here in between my red roses. Okay. I'm catching, my wire is catching around my pair of tights that's wrapped around me. They're not tights, but the other little netty bags that's wrapped around the lilies, because I wasn't fully organised here this morning. But anyway, we're getting there. We're not going too bad. Now what I have is this fabulous pink wax flower, okay? And I'm going to bring that up in between our roses. So again, this is just kind of bringing up the kind of the clash of pink with our reds, and I think this is just going to be amazing.
And that actually became really on trend last year, didn't it? The pink and red together.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because people always think red and white, you know, that way. Red and purple is fantastic as well. Now again, I understand it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Like, colours is kind of like very personal. I'm kind of one of these, sometimes I go mad with colours, and other times I'm very, like the students often say, Janette, you know what I mean, do you ever use anything else, only pink? You know that way, I absolutely love pink. Pink is definitely one of my favourites. Red wouldn't be my most favourite colour, you know that way. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of wax flower in there too. That's what you see there, gorgeous. How it's going. And again, just another little bit of wax. Now you might be saying, how come you've only put 5 roses into that? Why shouldn't there be a half dozen? I was planning putting a half dozen in, but I have another little plan. So don't worry. You know yourself, like, this isn't working out exactly how I planned to do it. It's still working out grand, but it wasn't the exact style that I had kind of like planned originally, okay?
Reese is watching over in Birmingham in England, and they're really enjoying it.
And listen, thanks a million for joining in. We really appreciate it. And again, remember, click share. We really depend on our students to kind of click share.
Any tips on how to help wax flower to bloom?
Hot water, a little bit of hot water, but being honest, you know, that way is this, you know what I mean, that's actually exceptionally good.
But that was quite expensive. That was kind of quite expensive. It was an expensive one.
So I'm looking for a nice big head.
As in, we didn't buy the cheap one had very little head on it. We bought it because it had a lot of head, and that is the great thing of the supplier that we use. We see photographs and we can see exactly what we're buying, which is great. Hello from Wales. Roz is checking in from Wales. And loads of shares, so we're 445 at the moment, so that's amazing. We're absolutely thrilled.
Really appreciate it. Fair play to you. So okay, so what I'm just doing here is into our little mini box, because this is going to be joined up, okay? So this is where I'm kind of doing like a double arrangement, okay? So get that to come around this way here. Just cut off that bud.
This would be ideal, like that would be a present from the partner and then the kids as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Caroline is watching in from Scotland, and she says it's fabulous.
Brilliant. Listen, fair play to you. Really appreciate you watching. Really appreciate the support. So as we said, we normally give away lots of giveaways. at our live classes. So one of the prizes that we're going to give away today, we're going to give one of our own prizes, and that will be our standalone hand-tied bouquet course. Now, any of the students that's doing Module 2, that's already included as part of your training program. But listen, you can still enter the competition and you can pass it on to somebody else if you want. Now, with the standalone hand-tied, it's all like a step-by-step tutorial showing you exactly how many pink twigs left. So I'm going to have to rob a bit of a pink twig here. It's a step-by-step tutorial how to make hand-tied bouquets. We send you out the kit. So the kit is all the sundry items. We don't send out the flowers because obviously we just don't, okay? If they're on the online program, they get the flowers. But you get all like your porta boxes, your hand-tied string, your cello, your wrapping paper, your tissue paper, your aqua packs, your cellophane, all them sorts of materials. They're all going to be included in it. This is called Medalino stick, by the way. And no matter where you are in the world, we can post the kit out to you. It may take ages, obviously, if you're in America. But that would be our plan. And we're going to give away 2 of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll announce at the end how you can actually enter that competition. Now, the standalone hand-tied bouquet course is worth €350. And as I said, if you're not interested in it yourself, you can always give it to somebody else, because anybody that's involved in flowers would really, really appreciate it. Even somebody that has been doing flowers for years, they probably appreciate like just a little bit of a refresher on kind of like the newer ways. Can you see what I'm doing here with the Medalino stick? Now, this Medalino stick was pale pink this morning. So again, I had to get the spray. I'm as high as a kite here this morning, spraying all the Medalino sticks and the birch twigs to kind of get the colours and the effect that I want.
Aisling Walsh is watching it from Sligo. She's watching while she's doing her schoolwork, and she says your live is much more interesting than school.
Well, I haven't got much competition there now, Aisling, but fair play to you. I did really, really appreciate it. So Aisling is my absolutely stunning favourite niece that's based down in Collooney in Sligo. She's my favourite niece in Sligo because I obviously have a favourite niece in Dublin as well, and that's the gorgeous Cara. And she's up in Walkinstown, and I presume she's doing her homeschooling.
She better be.
And Cara and Aisling are actually friends, so it's good. It is. It's great.
And Kim, and I think it's Sinead's Kim from Inverness is watching in.
Muir, is it? M-U-R-A is her name.
Well, it's Kim Corcoran Lee on this, but the photograph looks like Sinead's Kim, so it could be. I don't know. Anyway, hello Kim from Inverness.
Just to kind of show you.
Somebody's asking where can you buy the twigs.
All the flower wholesalers will have them. They might have them in this colour.
No.
Because I made up this colour. They do actually come in cerise pink. We've had them in dark pink before. But as I said, this morning I had pale pink, or I had green, or I had black, you know, that way. I had actually red ones, which I was going to use with the red twigs, and then we decided to kind of like add a little bit of pink in. So the idea of this arrangement, I'd love a bit more of that twig, but I haven't got any bit in pink. I think I'm going to add a bit of red into it. Okay, we'll have to pretend that this has been sprayed pink, because if I start spraying it now, it's actually a big grand.
Yeah,
You'll hardly notice, okay? So I would prefer if this bit of twig that I'm adding in now was pink, okay? So just the one little bit sticking up looked a bit rude, it did. So that's much nicer. So it's what I was trying to do is like do a little mini version. I'm obviously hitting foliage now at this stage. Should have done this earlier, but anyway, that was part of my plan. That was a bit crooked, but should I do grand? To do a little bit of foliage in here at the side, cover my mechanics. If there's anybody watching and they're saying, God, Janette, fill in. I'm kind of rushing, you know the way. I think I'm doing well anyway. So how are we going to display this one?
I think we'll put the 2 of them on the table, yeah.
Oh, okay. Keep that green because I need it, okay? So the idea of this arrangement is the little children will have this to give to, I'm saying the mommy, the daddy, do you know that way? So we have to cover everybody at this stage. Actually, this could be the mistress and the wife, couldn't it as well? The mistress will probably get the big one. I'm only slacking.
Just pull them back a little bit on the table for me. Yeah, that's it. You have it in, and then the other one, and I'm going to just move.
And if that person was getting both of them, did I leave myself enough of this Medalino? I probably didn't, okay? I have 2 bits of it left, okay? The idea was that I can then connect the 2 of them, okay? Now, I'm looking at this backwards, so I'm probably making a complete arse of it altogether. How's that going there? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, I'm looking
Wouldn't
at it
be mad
backwards,
about it
okay?
now.
Right, but that was my original plan. but nothing turned out like my original plan anyway, and that I was going to then be able to connect the two of them. Do you know that way? That's just balancing.
Everyone's loving it. They're loving it. Yeah, they're saying absolutely
I
gorgeous.
made a bit of a hames of that connection because I'm looking at it backwards. And again, I walk around. This table is huge. So again, I walk around to the other side to do it. And if I turn it around to me, I probably won't be able to get it back. But just get the idea anyway. But even as I said, if you had two lovers in your life, one of them was an alcoholic, you could give them the one with the drink.
Don't be giving the men the ideas.
I appreciate it. And the real love of your life, obviously your wife, there you go. You could give her that big arrangement there. So that was our second demonstration, and we have a third demonstration. Do you want me to do another one? What way are we going for time?
4:12.
If it's flat in this. No wonder I didn't get me to. It probably was wore out last night. 17,000 steps I did.
You have 15 minutes left from the hour.
Okay, well we do another one. Do you want another one? I don't know whether you want one or not. Anyway, you're going to get another one because I have another one planned. Now this time I'm on the white Twix, okay, and I'm leaving the heart white this time. Again, you don't actually have to add it in. I have our Quality Street. So if you know, if you're in the know, Quality Street is definitely my favourite Quality Street. I have another one of these boxes. Okay, so I want my turntable back. So where's my squeaky turntable? So I have my box. And I'm using one of the extra large bulb bowls, okay? So see, someone's going to ask us what size that is.
I'd say
it's 30 centimetres.
210. I'd say it's 280. I'd say 28.
So 280 or 300, okay? Millimetres that obviously would be. Roughly 28 or 30 centimetres across. You can see there's a full block of floral foam and two edges you see in on either side. And that's going to go to one side of this container. And the box came with a smaller box, so that's the smaller box, okay? They kind of came in a set, okay? The boxes weren't plastic lined, so that's why I'm using the bulb bowl in it. And this one, that's just a piece of floral foam, not wet, okay? Styrofoam would do exactly the same job. And what I want to do, Deirdre was back at her dressmaking skills, okay? So she was, put a little bit of hessian, just put this down low so it's how I do it. So we've lined this with a bit of hessian. We could do it a few dressmaking skills. Do you know who's out there? Eileen Dempsey.
Yeah, she's watching.
She's a dressmaker, so maybe she might make us a few little covers in here. That'd be a bit better, right? So then I had a little white heart, which you kind of want to kind of bring here at the back, you see, just to one side. And because we ate some of the Quality Street, that's why we had to bring the box up a little bit lower. And we picked out all the blue ones because I thought the blue ones was kind of clashing, you know, that way with our colours. So I just thought kind of like them sort of colours there were much nicer, okay? So that's just one idea for filling up. Oh, do you know what I forgot for the other arrangement?
What?
Give us the little box back. The second cupcake.
Oh, yeah.
So we went around to the cupcake this morning. Okay, have I got any room for? I told you the plan didn't go. I just that much on my mind here this morning. So your one's an alcoholic, but she loves cakes as well. Okay. Listen, I just love me prosecco. So these are the cupcakes for Valentine's Day that the cupcake bloke in Rialto is making, and they come in this little protective little container, and we put the stick on it. You know, so there are waxing sticks. So I haven't got much room, but we're going to get it in anyway, because I think they definitely appreciate it. So there we go, get in your little...
Deborah Breslin says, don't tell lies, the blues are your favourite, coconuts. Oh, that's lovely, actually.
And that's then the cupcake then added in with the bottle of wine. So it just was another, I forgot all about that there, adding it in. There's that much happening. How many are we up to, Deirdre? Are we still watching us already gone?
No, they're still watching. No, they're not.
Okay, so with this one, we're going to again do a double arrangement, but this time I want this one kind of like resting at the side. I'm not going to attach it on. I could do it with the glue, and I'm going to have to bring it down lower for me because it's going to be up too high. But I could have glued it on there, but I'm just kind of like left it, and it could be actually like taken off. So maybe I'll just take it off for the moment while I
think so, yeah.
Bits and pieces in.
Can you order cupcakes online? No, unfortunately not. He did have Valentine boxes, but they're sold out.
There's an orange one.
There's an orange one left. What was the other questions? Eileen Pollard says anytime you want. Bernie Hurley said you obviously ate the blue ones. Yes, please, they definitely want the other one. Janette Smart said her husband says enough trouble with one of them, he doesn't want any more. Rebecca says agreed. You think you'll have to extend this to 2 hours? You're really making our chuckle. Over and on Instagram, I think it's Instagram slots out after the hour, so if we do lose you when we come to the end of
Hop over to Facebook. You need to set up a Facebook account So remember our giveaways today. We're going to be giving away hand-tied bouquet courses. We'll announce that at the end how you can win that because we've just a different way of doing it. You need to go over to the Skin Facialist, that's how you pronounce it.
Facialist.
Skin Facialist. Pop over to them on Instagram. Sinead is going to put up the link and the tag for you. And all you have to do is comment Kay's Flower School.
We're at 469. Do you think we make 500?
Will we go for the 500? Will we go for the 500? Go on, click share again. Let's get the word out there. I just have to keep it out from my box. That's why I left the heart white this time, that I could include, that I would pick up the colours of the twigs. These twigs are fantastic, you know that way. And just for anybody that is in the flower business, I'd recommend that you buy them, stick them out in your garage or your shed. I actually bought a lot of these kind of before Christmas, and I still have them, you know that way, and they're fantastic. These ones are kind of a bit skinnier than normal. Normally these twigs are a bit mad and wild looking, but they're round, they're doing the job. There we go. Yeah, that'll work out so far. So there you can see how we're going. Now, what colours was I doing in this? I can't even remember what I was planning to do.
I think it was the pinks.
Pink and the red, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to need a couple of stems of lilies. Now, the only thing is, my lilies are quite tight, they are this time, because I used a lot
I'd say when you take the tights off.
Tights off, you know that way they should. So again, I've split a lot of these already, so they should kind of come up for me handy enough. And I suppose I'm better off concentrating on the more open heads. There we go. So again, keep commenting. If you have any questions there, comment there. Deirdre's watching the camera and she'll be able to ask me any questions that you might have. Might be able to answer them, but I'll definitely do my best. But as I said, with the Skin Facialist page, is pop over and make sure that you say Kay's Flower School. The reason is they're running another competition and your names will be picked by the ones that picked Kay's Flower School. Now I'm sure if you commented as well, you could be in for the other competition as well. So listen, and tag other people. That's what they absolutely love. If you pass us another one or two of them. Yep. Tag other people on Facebook or on Instagram is what I meant to say. And make sure that you follow the pages, okay? Because that's what the companies are looking for. Like everybody, like all small companies at the moment, we're looking for support. We're looking for followers. We're looking for people to interact with our pages. You know that way. It is really, really difficult for people at the moment. Obviously, it's difficult for everybody. It's difficult, when you see the comments,
especially businesses that can't open their shops, you can say flower shops or takeaway restaurants,
flower schools. We can't open up. You know that way. Again, we have to kind of work behind closed doors all the time. So it is kind of good if they're kind of getting a little bit of support even on their social media.
And lots of questions. Where do you get the twigs?
So I actually got the twigs.
Oh, 494.
6 more. Come on, girls. 6 more we need. I got them from a grower. So there's a grower in Wicklow that I use, and I actually bought them from him. But the only thing is, he only sells wholesales, you know that way. So you can't really just go and buy 1 or 2 bunches. But if you ask your local flower shop, they get them in for you, and then you could buy them from your local flower shop. Now what I'm now going to do is coming up in between the twigs, okay? I'm bringing up between the twigs, I'm talking about arseways now. Between the lilies is I'm bringing the twigs kind of forward so that you kind of get like a 3D effect, you see, coming up, you see, through the arrangement.
And just that Mary Egan is on, she says, I've just stumbled across this Facebook because obviously people, we've hit 500. Obviously people are sharing, and she said,
I get you wax for giving me my hands a bit of treatment after all this.
She stumbled across the Facebook page and she says we need to be on the 6 o'clock news, that this is pure priceless. She's never been on to us before. Hyphen wet, miserable and cove. You've really brightened her day.
Thanks a million.
500.
That's what I said about pulling off your pulling it, and then all the slide here today are brilliant. Listen, fair play.
Just the name of the skincare range, Janette, is Super Facialist, not Skin Facialist. Super Facialist.
Super Facialist, okay? So again, I'm not finished, but just kind of to give you an idea, okay, how this is going out. So now I need to cut up a little bit of greenery and do a little bit of kind of like filling in.
533.
Woo! Fair play to you, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. You're definitely going to make our Valentines. I'm going to whip them bottles of Prosecco out of them arrangements, and I tell you, I'll be lashing them into it. I will myself.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to explain how that. It's just when you have to put the high numbers on.
I'll shut up.
Okay, you shut up for a minute. So how you can enter the competition to win 2 online hand-tied workshops is Sinead has been posting a link, and I will post it again later on the Facebook page, and you need to sign up to a list. So it's like a mailing list. It's putting your name, address and your email, because we need your address to post it out if you win. So we're going to get you to sign up. We reckoned it was the fairest way because there's so many comments now coming in. To try and pick somebody from the comments is really, really difficult. So we're going to put up a link that you can sign into the link, and everyone that signs into that link, with their winner, we'll put it through one of those automatic picking a winner thing, and we will pick the winner on Monday. So you'll have over the weekend to sign up and sign in. You can sign somebody else in if you want to. It's entirely up to yourself, and we will pick the winner on Monday. And as I said, it's 2 online hand-tied bouquet workshops, and they're worth €350 each. And you know, if we hit 600 people watching us,
you've been a greedy fucker this morning. Now you really are. You'd be happy that we said if we got 300 this morning, we'd be happy. And there she is.
Well, if we got 600, I'd actually put in another hand-tied workshop.
You would, you would have to.
If we hit 600, so share, and then that means we'll put in 3. And it's also fair for all of our followers on YouTube. We've 31 up there at the moment, which is amazing as well. So all our YouTube followers, and if you're watching this later on, it gives you the opportunity to enter the competition as well, which is what happens is that when the competitions are on, or when the live is on and people are watching it on the replay, they can't enter the competitions, so now they can. So Sinead, I see, has put up the subscribe list. Can you do it on Insta? Yes, I'll put it into my bio on Instagram later on today for you. So I'll put it up on Instagram as well. And on YouTube, if you go over to, I think it's probably the handiest is to go over to Facebook. I don't know how, I'll see if I can post the link. I probably can actually on YouTube, and I'll put the link up there.
So what I'm just adding there is just a little bit of wax flour in and out through this. This wax flour is absolutely amazing, it is. So you can see, like, I used very little greenery, you know, that way. The greenery was just the eucalyptus, kind of for filling in at the bottom of the arrangement, more for coverage. My sticks was really all my height, you know, that way. And that's given me like plenty and plenty of movement in the arrangement. And I just cut this one too short. I wanted it to be longer, but anyway, it's gone down too short. But sure, listen, I think I've done great. Anyway, what do you think, Deirdre?
Oh my God, I've just come across your page, Janette. I did courses with you back in 1992 with yourself and your man.
Well.
I did every course you did. You are amazing and haven't aged a bit.
Thanks a million.
Marie Mar.
Cream, you see. I actually remember Marie Mar. That's amazing. Well, there you go. My super facialist cream. That's what keeps me young looking. That and a bit of Botox, girls. And I'm only slacking. I haven't got Botox, but I tell you, as soon as them spa places open again, I'll definitely be down lashing it into me. I will. So, how's everybody keeping?
Everyone's good. I'm just looking at, what's the name of the eucalyptus you're using? Glaucussin. It's Glaucussin.
They caught me out, they caught me out.
Such a therapeutic class. Well done, girls. Just what we needed these days. Exactly. Life is too feckin' miserable.
Life is too feckin' short. And with me holding the whole heading off to New York, what do you think?
Is he?
So he's talking about. He said he's invited. If your man Joe Biden asks him, he says he's heading over. But I tell you, I'll be out in Dublin Airport lashing the £5,000 fine on him myself if I see him heading off and me not able to go to Lanzarote. And that's all the politics that we're going to talk about. We're not going to make this political. Anyway, I think that
absolutely amazing. Give me any.
Now, somebody's going to ask me how many flowers did I use. Rewind this and put it on go slow and count up all the stems, because I haven't a feckin' clue. I didn't count them at all. So that was, my feckin' Fitbit is gone, so I haven't a clue what time it is.
It's 5 to 12.
5 to 12, so we're still on Instagram, that's good. So there's your 3 arrangements. There's 3 kind of Valentine arrangements, not maybe your typical ones. Can you hand up the rest of them there, just so we put them on display there? So we had our red and green one to start off with first.
What about their favourite is?
With our chocolates and our bottle of champagne and the hearts that I sprayed red, and our red birch twigs, Cymbidium orchids, and our red Naomi roses. And then we had our double box. Remember, it was for the mistress and the lover and the bit on the side. You know, actually no, it wasn't. It was for the child to give as a present to the mum or the dad or the 2 mammies or whatever it might be. And as I said, I was planning on connecting them up, but then it didn't work out for me. So which one was your favourite? Like, comment below, let us know which one was your favourite, which one did you enjoy the best or the least, which one did you dislike? I don't care, I'll just delete you, it doesn't matter. I'm only messing, I'm only joking. Make sure to enter the competitions. Oh, the candle. Okay.
Oh, the candle, yes.
So I want to show you how this actually works, okay? Now this probably could be kept kind of burning a little bit lower, okay? Longer, I meant to say. So just that your wax kind of gets to melt a little bit more. So what you do, blow out your candle. Now you need to leave it for about a minute or two, okay? So I'm just going to kind of like chance my arm with it here, and hopefully that won't scald the hell out of myself. Just give it a little bit of a swirl around, just to kind of like cool it down a little bit. As I said, we're trying to do this all live, and I don't want to kind of keep you longer. So again, you just put that onto your hand, and you literally massage it into your hands, okay? So just kind of keep turning it around. It's just nicely warm. It's not hot at all, in case anybody is panicking there. You should take off your rings before you do this, okay? So just put your massage it into your hands, and you know them disposable gloves, and there's absolutely loads of them around at the moment. Put your hands into a pair of them disposable gloves. Go to bed if you can, you know, that way, or just work throughout the day. Obviously you do this at the end of the day, you know what I mean, when you go home. And what will happen is it slightly hardens. You get like a little film on your hands, okay? And as you move your hands, as it kind of sets, it actually starts to crack and it peels off, okay? But leave it on in the gloves, and then what you do is when it has kind of set, like, leave it as long as you can, but definitely a half an hour to an hour. If you just get the gloves, so pretend I'm wearing the pair of, you know, the blue surgical gloves. You know your man when he goes in there with his gloves, okay? So get your surgical gloves on, and then just massage your hands again, and what happens is the wax kind of falls off inside the gloves. Peel them off, you know what I mean? And as you peel off the gloves, pull off like the surplus wax, and then give your hands like just loose, lukewarm tepid water just to take it off. But leave your hands kind of like waxy and creamy. Like ideally do this going to bed at night time, and then when you wake up the next morning, give your hands a good wash. And I'm telling you, your hands, they feel like a baby's arse, they will. They'll be absolutely gorgeous.
And Louise Moran is the name of the candle.
Louise Moran is the name of the wedding candle. I've made a right mess here. But listen, we're going to have one of these candles to give away next week. Louise Moran is one of our past students from years and years and years ago. She's now a wedding planner, and she's wrote a book as well, The Wedding.
And she might actually, hint, Louise, you might give us a book as well to give away. Absolutely, with the candle.
She probably will. She probably will. This would be an ideal prize if you know a bride to be, if you have anybody in the family getting married. Or listen, the candle, I'm not a bride to be, and I'm using the candle at home. The scent is amazing of it as well.
Borrow Freeman Mantle, who are the lucky recipients of your arrangements? Our husbands.
Our husbands. Galentine.
Well, I love all the arrangements. Yeah, most people say they can't.
Hands smell.
They smell gorgeous, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
They can't choose.
Are they? You know, you can see them there, like they're as waxy. You know what I mean? Now remember, I have old hands. You can imagine this on somebody's hand, and you can see it starting to set, even though I haven't got the gloves on, and the way it'll just start to kind of like peel off. It's absolutely amazing stuff. But like ideally, it's a wedding candle. You know that way. But just that the.
But it's the essential oils in it, yeah.
The ingredients that's in it is that it's so mild, is that you can use it on your hands. You know the way, and give your hands. So you're giving your hands. What's the name?
A spa treatment.
A spa treatment, a hand mask, I suppose. A mask really is the right name for it. And also, you can give your face a mask by using. I'm not going to handle the products because there's wax all over my hands, and that's the price that we're sending out. So super facialist.
Super facialist. Yeah.
Super I think the company should change their name to facialistic. So super facialist is the name of the company. Pop over, follow their page, put hashtag K's Flower School, @ K's Flower School, K's Flower School, K is Janette, put anything at all that they know that you're from our page, because there'll be other people commenting on that, and I want to make sure that it's our followers that win the prize, okay? And a huge thanks to Emma from 11 PR Events, who actually organised that prize for us, and huge thanks to Louise Moran, who provided us the candle for today, but we have the candle and the wedding planner book for next week.
And lots of people, they're coming onto the page for the very first time. They've never seen you before. So just make sure to like our page or follow our page so that you will get notified. We come on every Friday at 11 o'clock, but we sometimes sneak on as well.
Yeah, because we were on yesterday, and we'll probably be on Monday as well. So you never know. Set up notifications on your phone, and remember, you can always watch the videos. And for anybody that was late joining us, remember we had 3 demonstrations today, so you can always go back and you can re-watch them as soon as we post them. So listen, goodbye, good luck, can't handle nothing, can't give you a hug. Have a fabulous romantic Valentine's weekend, Singleton weekend, whatever it might be. Join up to Tinder. Swipe across. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody, and huge thanks for joining in, and huge thanks for building up our numbers today. Really appreciate it. Bye bye. See you all. Good luck. See you then. Bye bye.